Hey everybody, it's Katie back with another edition of my vlog, and today I have a very special guest on my blog, Sean.
How's it going, everybody?
How's it going you? That's the number one question everyone always asks me about Sean is, how's Sean doing and how's stroke recovery going for you? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I'm doing pretty good. Stroke recovery is long and boring, and I feel like I'm in limbo, but I've been in limbo for a while, so it doesn't feel like limbo anymore, I guess.
It just feels like
I'm just
normal.
getting used to this bullshit. I guess, are you allowed to swear on your vlog?
You can swear on my vlog, that's fine. We have a no swearing at Kaiser rule because Kaiser is full of old people who are there for a knee group. But you can swear on my blog.
Okay.
So you feel like you're doing okay, but that's okay inside of the stroke dimension. I mean, compared to
like 2 years ago, I'm doing shitty.
right. But compared to a year ago,
But compared to a year ago, I'm doing a lot better,
right?
apparently.
How do you feel like you're doing with like your therapies and exercises, and you're having to relearn how to do everything. But I know you've been focused most on learning how to walk again, and learning how to draw again is obviously a pretty important one for you.
Right. In terms of walking, I feel like I'm about halfway there, and I wish I don't really know what that means. Like, I have to walk with the walker, and when I walk without the walker, it's like a very, very old person and Frankenstein-y and stiff, so very small steps and stuff. And drawing also feels like it's about halfway there, where I'm like, it's weird. It's like I'm drawing worse than I ever have, but also it's all still up here. So I've got like all the technique and stuff in my head still.
Right.
Like I know everything, but I'm just retraining the muscles to do the correct lines and everything, and trying to combat this tremor that I have in my hand when I draw.
Does it happen every day?
It doesn't. The tremor happens when I'm holding a pencil, like when I'm trying to get close to the paper or whatever. But it doesn't happen like when I'm just holding my arm out or whatever. My arm is perfectly still,
Right.
or relatively still.
Right.
So I figured it'll pass.
Yeah. You've only been working on drawing for, well, the second round of working on drawing for about a year now, because for the first, well, you started drawing when you were in the hospital, I guess, but so it's been more than a year, but baby steps, right?
Right.
And we did that whole flip through of your sketchbooks and showed everybody where you've progressed from basically 0 to where you are now. And you said you feel like you're about halfway there
Yeah.
in terms of drawing recovery. So, and in terms of walking recovery. So I know that stroke recovery isn't like a linear thing,
It's not.
but it sounds like maybe we're kind of halfway through the stroke
It
dimension.
kind of feels like that to me.
Yeah, we're coming right up on a year and a half in a couple weeks here. So it seems like maybe we're on track for 3 years here in our voyage through the stroke dimension. That's a really
It's a long
time. So what's the strategy? One day at a time, right?
I just take it easy, trying to do it one day at a time, and also like I don't have to think about it too much.
Yeah,
Basically,
gets kind of upsetting if you think about it too much.
it does.
Yeah, that's okay. There's a lot of crying in the stroke dimension. Like I've told you guys before, Sean has this kind of like light switch for his emotions these days. So a lot of times when he's talking about something, he just has to stop because he starts crying and he can't really continue talking while he's crying.
It's
So
great. I get to be like Tammy Faye Baker in that way.
we should put like some really great mascara and eyeliner on you so you could have like the full like flowing down your face, black tears for comic effect. Well, I don't want to upset you more, but in terms of art stuff, I know everybody's waiting patiently. There's actually no pressure. Everybody's been super patient about Sean's recovery. I was super gratified to see that when we made the announcement on the tarot Kickstarter, where we said, "Hey, this is now on hold indefinitely, and sorry guys, but Sean's got to recover before he can continue." You know, we only had about, I think, 3 people ask for refunds of their pledge, and everybody else said, "As much time as you need, just take it. We're waiting. We're patient. We want to see you recover and come back and show us what you got." So we had kind of been talking about how Sean had completed about 40% of the drawings for the complete deck before the stroke happened. So do you think when you feel ready to come back, when you feel recovered enough with your drawing ability, do you think you're going to keep the first 40% that you did, the pre-stroke drawings, and then have the other 60% be whatever the new version of your art style is that you're coming into? Or do you think you might start over again and do the whole deck in the post-stroke
Right.
style? What do you think about that?
I like the first 40% quite a bit, but also I like consistency.
Right.
So it's just a question of like where I'm at when I'm ready to continue the project, and like if I feel like I can continue in some months of my old drawing style, then I'll do that.
Right.
Otherwise, I imagine myself redesigning the whole thing if it's like a new drawing style, or I might keep the original 40% and have the second 60% be like a contrast between the two styles.
Right. It would be
Between
like a
post-
document
Yeah,
of the stroke
which would be cool.
happening right in the middle of this giant project. That would be cool. What else did we want to ask about? Other things. What are you looking forward to? I know it's hard to look forward to stuff here in the stroke dimension because it is so slow and it is so one day at a time, and we just got to do a lot of exercises and therapies and
Right.
these sort of things that are leading towards recovery. But do you have some stuff you're looking forward to getting back to doing in the future once you're a little bit more recovered? Besides this, obviously, drawing is the huge one, right? But is there anything?
I'm really looking forward to this Dungeon Breakout Kickstarter, and also the other stuff that we have planned for this year. There's at least, I think we were talking about 4 Kickstarters.
Yeah, there might be as many
Possibly.
as 4 Kickstarters this
But
year. We have a lot of projects we've been talking about doing,
the ones that I'm looking forward to in particular are the Adventures of People board game,
right?
and there's also this Halloween book.
You want to talk a little bit about your idea for the Halloween book?
Well, I've been planning this Halloween book for a while now, for multiple years,
Right?
and
Anyone who's ever shopped our shop during Halloween in the past has probably gotten a flyer that like tells you how to do Halloween properly, written by Sean, and he's written about it in Pork before in the
Yep.
past. So it's kind of expanding on that idea.
it's expanding on that, and it's kind of like also my intention is to redefine the holiday for people, for Americans in 2020 and beyond, whereas I feel like a lot of the Halloween stuff before relies on history and tradition of people that are not moving here anymore. But like Halloween's like originally an Irish holiday, I think. So obviously we don't have like a big influx of Irish people moving here from the pit of famine or whatever. So
Right.
we just have to deal with whoever's moving here now. And I feel like those people, whoever they are, deserve to have a Halloween that makes sense
Right.
for them, and not just carrying on some old world traditions, and just carrying it on for what Halloween is now. Which doesn't mean, to me at least, it doesn't mean like dressing like a princess or a football player or whatever.
Right.
You got to keep it morbid and keep it like spooky and gross,
Keep it scary,
or otherwise there's no purpose.
right?
Or you can have Princess Holiday or whatever, but that's a different holiday.
There should be a different dress-up holiday, right? That's kind of the problem with that one. But all right, so you're talking about doing your guide to Halloween, your kind of history of Halloween with a bunch of your Halloween drawings in the book, right?
It'll have historical elements, but it'll center around what you should be doing for Halloween now instead of like the history of Halloween,
Right.
which is I mean, you can find the history of Halloween all over the place,
Right.
so it's not as important to me.
Right.
But I really realized that, I mean, we need stuff for now instead of stuff for, I mean, where I prefer to spend most of my time, which is 1982.
Right. So as far as timeline of that project, we had talked about possibly running the Kickstarter in October when people are getting all excited about Halloween
At the beginning of Halloween Madness.
right? And then have like almost a year production time for this project where we would be delivering it to folks in time for next Halloween next year. So that's kind of a, I don't even want to say back burner because that's just a project that's happening later this year. It's definitely front of mind for you, right?
Yeah.
So lots of projects
And
coming
then I'm
up.
thinking about the Dungeon Genesis stuff that we're going to do next after this year.
Right?
Which is I'm like plotting a direct sequel and then kind of working backwards from there to redo Hand of Doom, like as a second edition. And I think this is the first time this has been talked about publicly.
It is the first time. You heard it here first.
Yeah. But we're not going to move on any of that stuff for a while.
Not yet, and I
For
think
at least a year.
the best place to find out about new Dungeon Degenerate stuff that you're working on is going to be on your Patreon, right?
Yep.
So we'll put a link to Sean's Patreon down below. He started that recently, and we realized it was a great way to, get a little bit more income for our family, and also be able to tease the new releases out for people. And it only made sense to, show stuff to people that are backing Sean's Patreon first before, public announcements and stuff. So definitely check that out if you're interested in following with what Sean is doing. So anything else for right now?
I think that's about it.
Yeah? All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you for coming on my vlog. I'm sure that the audience has really appreciated it.
Thank you. I had to travel really far.
Yeah, he did travel really far. I actually traveled upstairs from the dungeon up into we're in the living room here today for Sean's interview. So, all right. Well, that's it. Thanks so much for watching the vlog. I'll be back in 3 days with another Cinema Club Sunday Roundup. And then next week with some more exciting developments for the new Kickstarter and talking about the feedback you guys have been giving us. And maybe we can get Sean on again in the future to check in with us and give his take.
That's cool.
So thanks again for coming on the vlog. Appreciate it. Say bye to the folks out there.
Bye, everybody.
We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.
See ya.